Hey everyone, hope you're having an awesome Tuesday and an awesome week. Today I'm just going to go over one setup that I took today, a couple of the setups I saw, and just kind of the overall market context that we've been seeing lately. All right, so let's get right into it. Today we are currently seeing some balancing conditions, lower volume, actually really lower volume than previous days that we've been seeing. Excuse me. Yesterday we had, or the past 2 days rather, we had huge buying pressure. So, on the third day, it's fair to assume that the market's going to need a breather to make another leg higher or lower. Um, you know, that's not to say that this could have easily gone higher, right? We could have easily had another huge day, right? But is that likely? Is that probable? Probably not. So we have to think in terms of probabilities, what the move is going to do today. So that was kind of the market context. What I was looking for is really a balancing day. I kind of expected that setups were going to be kind of lacking or a scalping mentality. So that's just kind of the idea behind it. But just waiting for the market to really pick a direction, and hopefully we see this continue to go higher up towards this daily supply. But we shall see. We did break out of this little consolidation range, which is what I like to see. So I did like that. That's also important. I'll just draw this real quick so that way you guys can see. Again, this box that we were in. This box area, and we broke out of it to the upside, and would not be surprised if we have some kind of pullback day. We test it, we test this area again, and then make another leg higher, which would be nice to see. So let's get into the intraday setup and context. All right, so just bear with me here. I know it's a lot to look at, but if we go down to, let's say, 1 hour. All right, so overnight we created some demand. We are holding, bouncing, holding value above this 30-minute demand zone. And we had, we've been seeing some really nice buying pressure. So I was looking for setups to the long side and really looking for this 30-minute demand zone to be confirmed again, validated again. And I was really looking for us to go over this 45.15 key level area. You can see that it's clearly, a beautiful key level here. We touched it once, twice, 3 and 4 times today and overnight. So it's been, it's been a solid level. So that is what I was looking at. I was also looking at NQ, but ES just kind of stuck to me better just since it was holding a little bit better value. So that's why I chose ES. Now I drew these 3 circles to remind myself of a potential head and shoulders. However, we never really completed the head and shoulders effectively, mainly because you can see that we were kind of playing games here. We created like a shoulder here, came up, could not break this neckline area-ish, and we came down again, broke it again, and this kind of really lost value of this head and shoulders pattern. Sure, you could have said, but I think, my mistake was I kind of, excuse me, I didn't really, recalculate rather, and we have our shoulder here. A little bit tough to kind of assess, but we are coming back into this demand zone, this 30-minute demand zone, creating some, a nice bottoming pattern, a lot of lower wicks here. Not the best volume we want to see here, so that's where it was a little concerning. But you could have taken it long above 44, 90 area-ish with a stop below this shoulder, and you would have been, in beautiful profit. But the market was just playing too many games for me. I just didn't, wasn't in love with it, of this setup. Another area you could have gotten long was on this retest of the triangle pattern-ish. You could have gotten long here at 1058. You could have gotten long here at the pullback of 4500, which is exactly what I did. So again, my target was 45.15 since it was the key level that we were looking at. And here's what happened on a 5-minute chart. Since I trade on a 5-minute chart, we broke out of this downtrend here, this little triangle pattern here, and I saw that we're holding the value above VWAP and 4500. We were, bouncing out of this 30-minute used demand zone. VIX was starting to reject the 20 level 25, the 25 level, and it looked like we were, going pretty well. So I got in right as we kind of retested this channel, this 4500 area. So as soon as I saw us buyers, defending this 4500 area, I got in with a stop below 4500 and VWAP-ish area. And targeting 45.15. As you can see, we never hit 45.15, which is a shame because I was only 2 points off, and it would have been huge. Would have been a beautiful winner. And I think the contracts were up. I think it was almost like 20%, 25%. So it would have been nice. Instead, I stopped out for nearly break even. I gained 4 cents on the contract, and I just moved my stop up because I knew that if the market was going to come down, I could always re-enter instead of whereas I would have gotten stopped out here for a decent size loss. Well, not decent, but a loss rather. So that was the trade I took today. That was the head and shoulder setup that I saw today, and really not much going on today since we are bouncing. You can kind of see that here. If I go on to kind of a clear chart so you guys can see this, we are making this interesting triangle-ish pattern, this kind of wedge looking thing. You could probably see it better on a 1 minute if you can't see it right now. So we can probably, let's start here. And again, these lines are subjective, so you can create your own lines as well. But you can kind of see that we are creating some kind of wedge forming here, and this is just an idea. I would like to see this break out and retest again, or break out and retest again. So we shall see. Oh, another thing I do want to point out is volume. The volume was a little bit interesting when I took that trade. You can kind of see that we had a little bit of a volume spike here at 11 o'clock. Selling pressure, right? We tried coming up, but we just couldn't, sellers couldn't push this down, and we were holding value here on this volume spike. So that's another confirmation that I knew that, all right, this is a good spot to get in. All right, well, I hope you guys learned something, and thank you so much for watching.